Hi everyone, Scott Weaver with Designer's Workroom. So tonight we were going to talk about how you should never cut your casement or your sheer fabric. There's a method to it, and if you don't cut it the correct way, it is not going to come out good for you. So what we have here is a piece of casement fabric. Let me just bring this down a little bit so you can see it. And the way you may want to try doing it is to square off the edges of the casement like this along your table. Like that, and then go ahead and cut it with a square of some sort where you are marking it however inches that you need it, and you're bringing something like this and you're drawing a line. That is wrong. You never want to do that. Casement and sheer is done a little bit differently, and at first it'll appear to be good, but what will happen over time is it'll sag and it'll stretch because it is not on the grain the way it should be. So the proper way to cut a casement, and it's the same way with the sheer, which I will show you, is to snip just like that. And then from there, you want to grab onto a thread. You want to pull that thread. When these are woven, they're woven straight. That's vertically and horizontally. So by pulling a thread, you are actually keeping with the grain of the fabric, and that's what you want to do. Once you've pulled it, you can definitely see where that is. Let me see if I can zoom up and to see if you can kind of see that. Maybe I can't. Let's see here. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but there is one thread missing out of that right here. Whether you can see it or not, I'm not too sure, but I can easily see it. And then at that point, you just want to go ahead and trim. And every cut you make, you're going to want to pull a thread and cut your casement or your sheer. This is what's going to keep it nice and straight. And when you make your draperies or you're making your valances, whatever you're making, you won't run the risk later on that they start sagging and start looking wilty and crappy. Okay, so that is a perfectly straight cut because we did it on the grain. Now let's go to a sheer real quick, and we're just going to show you a sheer. Now this type of sheer can be especially hard because it is actually 118 inches wide. So that's a big piece of sheer. But you're going to cut it the same way because you want to keep the grain nice and straight. So you're going to snip it like that. So when it's your first cut, you want to snip it to square it off, and then every cut after you do that. This is a little bit of a daunting task, but you just pull your thread like this. Once you get it to a certain point, it doesn't matter where, you can take it, you can snap it. And then at that point, you can follow where that thread is missing. You just stretch it out like so. And now I can see, don't know if you can see it, but I can see right along here is where I pulled that thread out. I'm going to go back this way. Okay, there we go. Right there. So now it makes it easier to cut. And you're following right along with that grain of the fabric. And you're guaranteed to have a perfect straight cut each time. So anyway, that is how you get cut your casements and your shears. I happen to be cutting a casement right now, and I thought, you know what? This would not be a bad lesson, just in case you've never seen that done, that I would go ahead and give you the heads up. That's how you should be cutting your casements and shears. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you are enjoying your evening or morning or day, and I will talk to you soon. Scott Weaver with Designers Workroom. Thank you for watching.